How's it going, everybody? Doing an eating bacon, egg and cheese sandwiches here today. Drinking some zero sugar wild cherry Pepsi, not the wild cherries and cream Pepsi. This is good too. I would give this the same review I probably gave the other one, whatever the hell that was. It tastes very close to actual wild cherry Pepsi, so it's a nice no calorie alternative, but I'll be rambling as always. It's still cold out there. We actually went into town briefly yesterday. Roads weren't awful. They don't plow this road that we're on or the other main one. It didn't look like they plowed the other main road either, but we did see a plow going around yesterday, but I don't know what it was doing. I ended up having a mail package, so I'm glad because they didn't come with the mail yesterday, which is understandable. But even with being super cold, the sun did a good job melting the stuff on the street. But people keep asking me about Return to Silent Hill. I've not seen it yet. I'm waiting until it's streaming. Critics and audience alike seem to dislike this movie pretty badly. I've already heard stuff about how they've changed the story. Some weird thing about a tombstone at the end where, like, I'm not going to spoil it, but with the name on it, I was like, the fuck, man? Like, I did heard it has a good look, though, like the original did, and even Revelations. But I saw, like, James doesn't look like James, and I don't know how he's acting, if he acts like James in the game, but isn't he like an artist or something? He drives like a sports car. Am I wrong on this? If that's the case, like, what? No, that, like, ruins the... I don't know. You know, when they make these movies based on video games, almost every time they feel the need to change things up, it's like they almost don't want to be as close to as faithful as possible because they have to put their imprint on it, you know? I don't get it. Because this guy's the same one that Christoph Gans or whatever. He's the same one that directed the first one, which is much better than the Revelations one. That one, oof. The first one did a great job. I mean, they used the music from the games. The first one did a good job with the feel of the game and the look. I didn't think it was that bad. They added in a bunch of shit, but of course Pyramid Head was in there because, you know, he has to be. He was all the rage back then. I just don't. Why they have to tinker with shit? Like, what are you doing? And when the first one came out, I think it was 06, YouTube, I can't remember exactly when YouTube started. I think YouTube was very new at that point. Facebook, I think, was fairly new. MySpace had been around. But social media, people weren't all over the place on social media posting every thing out of every day, right? So maybe back then, if that had happened, and people are like, why are you changing shit up? Maybe you would have done things differently. I don't know. A little frustrating, but like I said, I'll wait till I see it and then give my personal opinion. But either way, I'm not going to care. Now, it would have been cool if everybody was just loving it and it was faithful as it could be. But if it sucks, I'm not going to care. I'm not going to be like, damn it. Because you know what? The games are still there. Doesn't matter. You know, I'll just play the games if I want the experience. I forgot that guy's making that Resident Evil movie coming out. Was it Robert Eggers? I don't know if that's how you say his last name, but he's done some good stuff, right? I can't remember. I gotta look him up. And he's like, yeah, it's gonna be true. They always say that, and then it's like completely different. They want to get that first wave of people into the theater before word of mouth kills the movie. All right, let's see what he's directed. He's directed some good stuff, I believe. Right? Yeah, The Witch, The Lighthouse, Nosferatu. That's a change of pace, no doubt about that. Huh. I did see The Witch and liked it. And The Lighthouse was cool too. The Northman, I've never seen that, or Nosferatu. I really like the isn't he not directing? It doesn't say it here on Wikipedia because it hasn't come out. He's not directing it. Okay, I screwed up. I screwed that up already, guys. It's not him. So you look it up. I can correct myself in real time. Zach Kreger, who directed Barbarian, is writing and directing it. That was a cool movie, too. What else is he direct? I felt like he directed something else. Did he not direct? He's a comedian and actor, apparently. Didn't he just do another movie? Oh, he did. Did he direct Weapons? So it's still good pedigree there too. I mean, some people didn't like Barbarian. I thought it was cool. I really like Weapons. Look who it is. Yeah. All right, still good. He was the one then, not the other guy. Then he's like, it's going to be true to the game. And here it comes. It's completely different. I wonder, like, if part of them changing up these video game movies quite a bit stems from them kind of deep down having no respect for the source material, like they'll say they do. And some do. Some played the games, like, and stuff. A lot of them, I think it's really like, yeah, we don't have respect for this. We're going to make it actually good with our story and our take on it. And then it's complete shit. And they're like, huh? What are you doing? You hogging my napkin? I'm not. I gotta like stand like this to keep her in the camera shot. Now you're ruining my napkin. Oh, whatever. I gotta get on the treadmill in a little bit. I did chop up cleared out the walk yesterday. And because it was ice. It was like a little. It was like an inch and a half to 2 inches of like an ice snow combination, but it already solid. It became solid. And I was like, I thought we had an ice chopper. It might be in the shed. Like we brought one with us from New York. But I was like, you know what I have that I got from my mom's? We have a shovel that somebody was doing work. I forget what they were doing. I forget. Like they were part of a company that was doing something, maybe with the electric company. And they had left the shovel and never came back for it. It's a nice, metal shovel, like an actual digging shovel, not a snow shovel. But I'm like, what can break this up, this ice? And the sledgehammer I took from my mom's, I just took that and I started going boom, boom, boom. Then you get in there with the sharp shovel, it scrapes up the sidewalk to walk a little bit, but I don't give a shit. And I was like, nice, this is better than the ice chopper. Yeah. Those are good. I like egg and cheese sandwiches or bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches. I do miss the ones from the delis on Long Island. Get a nice BEC. On the Kaiser rolls. They're nice. They're good stuff. And if you go to a place, sometimes like that thick, with a nice amount of bacon. I do miss the place Grillies in Islip was awesome. I did some videos on stuff, eating stuff from there. The Mikey G. That was my go-to sandwich there. It was chicken cutlet, breaded chicken cutlet, and they hook you up with like huge pieces. I usually would get ranch dressing, sometimes barbecue sauce on it. It was like cheddar cheese, bacon, lettuce. I wouldn't get tomato. So good. I miss that thing. I miss you. That place was good though. They did a lot of good sandwiches there and stuff. It was literally like right around the block. You walk there from the apartment in like 10 minutes. It was nice. Sometimes if we both went out, like if I was riding on my bike to garage sale, she would come with me sometimes on her bike, and we'd stop there afterwards. School. I like doing that kind of shit. Ride down to the Islip Town Beach, the little beach they have. I think I'd take some pictures there. I might have filmed some video there at some point. I don't know if I ever put it up as a short. I should find out if I have it in my phone. But it's always fun sometimes when you go down there and stuff. There goes my stomach. But I was happy to get that package sent out. Because sometimes when I drop them off in the mailbox here, like a lot of the times the person picking up immediately, I guess they have their scan thing on, they immediately scan it. Sometimes it does not get scanned in. And all of a sudden, they don't scan it for 2 days. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, great, I'm going to have to write to the buyer. I'm like, listen, I sent this out. I had to do it once where I had to write to him, like, let me know there's a problem. But then it was like out for delivery, right? It has no scans in between, then it's out for delivery. But the problem is you want it scanned in by the time you said, they want it scanned in by a certain day. It's usually the ship date. Like I have 2 days shipping and handling. I will ship the same day if I'm here, which I usually am, and something sells. And the plus is they pick up pretty late here, which is good. So something sells at like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, I can quickly get it out there. They will come here at 2 sometimes, but it's usually like 3, 4. Monday is usually the latest day. I'm just going to ramble here for a few minutes. And, I will just chuck them out there, which is nice. Because that's obviously the post office is way too far to walk. I wouldn't be able to get there. It would take me 3 hours probably. Just because there's no sidewalks and stuff. Until you get like into town, there's some. I just wouldn't do it anyway. too much of a dangerous walk. Just because there's like you'd have to walk in ditches and stuff, and there's just no sidewalks going up here. It's just windy and stuff. I'm not risking it. I would never do it anyway because it's way too far, and you have to walk down like main highway and stuff. I guess it's like a Sunrise Highway on Long Island, something, right? And with sidewalks, it's a different story. But because even parts in Suffolk, when I would walk to the Bayshore Mall, there was parts where there was no sidewalks, along Sunrise Highway. There was most of it, but there was a few points that didn't have it. What the fuck was I just saying? Oh yeah, but sometimes they won't scan in. They want like eBay wants to see that it was scanned. It at least had its pickup scan by the day you say you're supposed to deliver it. Now, if they forget they don't do that scan immediately, they'll ding you sometimes. eBay, not all the time, because I feel like I'll typically it will say I'll have the 2-day gap, and if I get it shipped on that first day, the day it sells, I still have 2 days. So hopefully you get lucky. And it's scanned in, but they will ding you and be like, oh, you get a little, you don't get like screwed, but it will affect some kind of fucking rating that I need to pay attention to more. As I start to list and sell more things, I need to pay attention to that. But that one, it's nice when you bring it to the post office. I'm just dropping this off. They immediately scan it in. So it has the pickup scan, boom, done. It's out of my hands now. Of course, some people will be like, well, it's still going to be your fault, right? If it gets there later than it says, because you're the one that shipped it, even though they know it was picked up. This is just USPS taking a little longer and stuff. Me personally, as a person who also buys a good amount on eBay, I don't look at it that way. I know the game. It's scanned in. It's out of the person's hands. Now, if it comes damaged or something's wrong with it, and it looks like the package is fine, of course, you fucking say something to the seller, but I'm not going to get on them because it came a couple days later. That's not on them. It's the USPS. Sometimes it will be there in 2 days. Sometimes it takes 5 or 6. That's why I was so shocked that Super Ghouls and Ghosts came in like 2 days from California to here. What are you doing? You think I'm playing with you? You pain in the ass. You'll get fresh and you'll get a little bitey. Yeah, see? Can you see that? She gets a little bitey sometimes. Anyway, just eating some bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches here. That was just on Wonder Bread. And rambling a little bit there about Silent Hill briefly. I will, when I eventually watch it, I'm not going to do like a dedicated video to it. It will be in a ramble where I will talk about it. I'm not going to dedicate like 10 to 15 minutes to it. Maybe I will if I'm that annoyed by it. Maybe I will if I'm that pissed. Like, how dare you? The only movies that really bother me still to this day is Halloween Ends, which I've talked about repeatedly. How I think they botched the shit. The makers like admitted to that, like, we botched this one. We fucked up, I feel like they've said as much. But that's the one that sticks with me because it could have been so much better. That's really, I guess, really, I'm trying to think if there's like any of the movies that like bothered me so much that I wanted to see, and I saw and I was like, oh my god, why is it so bad? I don't think there is any. I don't get like that with movies. And the funny thing is, like, even when that like Superman came out over the summer, like people were like, so a lot of people boned over it. People also hated it, of course. That's how it goes with everything, right? People love it, they hate it. But I was like, this looks good, right? I'm not going to sit here and defend it to the nines against people that don't like it. I just don't care enough. But it's another movie. I saw it, enjoyed it, haven't seen it since again. It goes out of your memory most of the time, right? Not a lot of stuff sticks with me, even the video game front. Like Silent Hill F was another one. I reviewed it. I enjoyed it. It did not stick with me, though. It's not like, oh, I got to get back and get that second playthrough started. Like, it just doesn't stick. It just didn't stick with me. Like, and that doesn't mean it's a bad game. I still liked it, but it's not like a Silent Hill 2. Or even the Silent Hill 2 remake and certain other survival horror games typically will do it. Condemned was one that stuck with me for a while. Really liked that game. Played through that game a couple of times over the years. I mean, I'll eventually give Silent Hill F another playthrough because I want a different ending. And I know I think they might have changed. They changed some stuff up in the second playthrough, maybe like puzzles and stuff. I don't know for sure. If anybody has played it through a second time, let me know. But I'm trying to think of like other games that have stuck with me. Maybe I'll do a dedicated video game ramble on games that have stuck with me. Actually, there's definitely a bunch that have, and they're usually my top games. But anyway, eating vid, drinking wild cherry Pepsi, rambling a bit. Thanks for checking this out, and have a good day.